Every winter, the same question comes up. Do I need to supplement protein? And if I do, will it actually pay off? Because when forage quality drops, it's easy to reach for a bag of cubes or a tub and feel like you're doing something right. But if you don't know the numbers behind it, protein supplementation can turn into one of the most expensive habits on your operation. Today, I want to help you figure out when that protein is an investment and when it's just an expense. Let's look at how to make winter protein supplementation actually pencil out. When we feed low-quality hay or dormant pasture, the issue usually isn't just energy, it's protein. Cows rely on rumen microbes to digest forage. Those microbes need protein to do their job. When protein levels fall too low, forage digestibility drops, intake goes down, and the cows eat less but burn more energy trying to stay warm. That's why even a small protein supplementation can sometimes boost intake and make poor quality forage go further. But here's the catch. Not every operation needs it, and not every cow does. Supplementing when protein isn't actually the limiting factor wastes money fast. So before you feed it, you've got to know what you're feeding. The first step is simple. Test your forage. Don't guess. Don't assume last year's hay test sample still applies. Every cutting, every pasture, every bale can be different. You need to know the crude protein and total digestible nutrients to see if there is a true deficiency. A dry cow in mid-gestation needs around 7% crude protein. Late gestation cows or lactating cows, they need more like 9 to 11%. If your forage is below that, supplementation probably makes sense. Next, look at the class of cattle that you're feeding. Mature cows can handle lower protein diets for a while, but replacement heifers and growing calves need more. And finally, compare cost by nutrient, not just by ton. That 20% cube might look cheaper on paper, but when you break it down by the cost per pound of usable protein, a 38% cube or meal-based supplement might actually be the better buy for your operation. That's where most people lose money, buying bulk instead of value. Here's an example. Say you've got an 1,100-pound cow in late gestation. She needs around 1.6 pounds of crude protein a day. If your hay only provides about 0.9 of a pound, you've got a 0.7 pound gap to fill. A 38% protein cube would take roughly 2 pounds a day to cover that gap. Now compare cost. If that cube runs $380 a ton, that's 19 cents a pound, about 38 cents per cow per day. That's roughly $11 a month to maintain body condition score throughout the winter. But if you skip it and she loses condition, you are guaranteed to pay for it later, in breed back, in calf weight, or in both. So the question isn't, can I afford to feed protein? It's, can I afford what happens if I don't? Here's where producers often go wrong. First, feeding protein when energy is actually the limiting factor. If your cows are thin and the hay's poor, protein alone won't fix that. They need total digestible nutrients too. Second, feeding too often or in the wrong amount. Studies show that cows can handle being fed protein every 2 or 3 days without losing performance, as long as total intake balances out. That saves you trips, fuel, and labor. Third, not managing access. When cows crowd feeders, part of the group misses out. So you think you're feeding enough, but half the herd isn't getting it. And finally, not tracking cost per pound of gain or reproduction improvement. You can't manage what you can't measure. Sometimes the smartest play is to hold your feed budget tight. If your hay's testing at or above that 9% crude protein and the cows are holding condition, you probably don't need to supplement, or at least not yet. If the cost of supplement outweighs nutritional return, skip it or at least scale back. And if your cows are in good shape heading into calving, there's no need to fix what isn't broken. Protein supplementation should be a tool, not a reflex. So here's the bottom line. Protein supplementation can pay big, but only if you know your forage, know your cows, and know your costs. Testing hay, comparing supplements by nutrient value, and matching feed to need is what separates the operations that just get by from the ones that get ahead. So before you drop money on another load of cubes, grab a hay sample, run the numbers, and ask, does this actually pencil out? That is where the profit starts. not in the feed truck. This is Cattle USA Daily. I'm Lauren Moylan. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are watching on YouTube, like and subscribe, and we will catch you guys next time.